guest at this time is a WWE World Heavyweight Champion and a WWE Hall of Famer. He is Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, Mrs. Foley's baby boy. It's Mick Foley. Mick, thank you for taking
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, no problem, Mick. Well, we're going to get into a lot of stuff here, but before we do, you've got a lot of cool stuff going on outside of the ring, and I always love watching because you're a very socially active person, you know. First of all, Mr. Sacco is back. You want to tell the fans a little bit about what you're doing with Sacco at the moment?
Oh yeah. Every year I do a Super Sacco sale. Just to make it clear, the first year I did it, it was to help a Santa whose apartment had burned down, to help him find a new location. And I have usually donated some of the money. That was all of the money, some of the money to charity. I haven't decided. I mean, this is a for-profit deal is what I'm trying to say. So okay. I don't want
He doesn't. Yeah, BLM has nothing to do with for-profit. You guys,
people to think that it's a fundraiser. It's a Foley Pizza fundraiser. But I think it's a lot of fun, and Pro Wrestling Tees does a great job. They are my distribution center. I went in and I signed all the socks a couple weeks ago, and for $25 you get the autographed sock with the face on it and a certificate of authenticity. So on one hand, it's just me signing a sock. On the other hand, people love these things. They put them in frames with the certificate. Yeah. And it's like, anything I think that.
So check this out. Yeah, he's just telling you right here. He's, the merchandising. It's awesome. Making some cash. He's just straight up telling you to your face that he's grifting on you. Just got mine. Foley's good. Awesome. Yeah, here's money. 1 hour tease. Like, okay, notice how 1 hour tease is not bombarded with messaging. Did you know you're siding with an arsonist, fucking terrorist organization? Nobody's bombarding them. But if someone wants to do a GoFundMe for, like, a patriot who got the shit kicked out of him for no fucking reason, not happening. They're gonna get kicked off. They're whatever it is. This is just crazy backwards grifting, bro. What happened? Uh-oh.
That puts a smile on your face or the face of someone you loved during this difficult time is a good thing. Sure. And it's not like we're twisting on everybody's arm, but it's out there and it's a pretty cool item if somebody's looking for that type
Ka-ching!
of thing.
I don't know. I think that had I got a Mick Foley sock, like a Sacco, as opposed to a rock elbow pad, I think it goes Sacco over elbow pad. Agree, disagree?
Cool, flashy advertising. I shouldn't really talk all that much. I do have. I'm not fully bug manned out. Obviously, I do have some. Not pro wrestling interests, but this is just like, oh, cool, yeah, oh, branding, oh, BLM's branded so well, oh, yeah, Sacco, cool, profit, association, positive for me and my brand, yeah, popular.
Yeah, because the elbow pad was something he took off, so the elbow pad was actually making the elbow less effective.
Oh, got it. Yeah,
Although I don't think there's anyone among us who wouldn't rather have a game-used rock elbow pad than a Mankind sock.
Does the sock also suck up moisture, making it easier for you to manipulate that nerve underneath the tongue? Is that?
No, it just so happened that
gross.
Honestly, I've said before, especially in the Attitude Era, you were just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck.
Even underground bands, I would never think pandered to this stuff all summer. Yeah, dude, the hashtag resistance is all about cashing in on people's fucking fear and stupidity on this, dude. Oh, buy my branded. See, I think I've mentioned this on the stream before, back when, excuse me, when the mask mandates and the shutdowns were first starting, or just wear a mask. I saw a sponsored Facebook advertisement for a Resident Evil umbrella corporation face mask. Get it? Because it's easy, it's popular, look, everybody understands what a zombie virus outbreak is, right? So boom, perfect marketing, perfect, Resident Evil, Capcom, ka-ching, right? So I saw that and I immediately was like, oh, okay, this is all completely bullshit. They're just politicizing and monetizing the fucking cold to fucking ruin and enslave people they don't like.
And if you had asked me
fake and
after
gay, exactly,
the visit with Mr. Sacco in the hospital, if that was something that was going to stick, I go, no, it's one and done. And it wasn't until the next day that Steve Austin was putting it over. He's putting it over so strong, I thought he was ribbing me. I thought he was going to like jump on me as soon as I lowered my guard. I'm like, really, Steve? Did you like that? I was like, go to hell, kid. You're Cactus Jack. What are you doing with a stock muppet? And then she assured me it was one of the funniest things he thought.
This dude's selling sock puppets and BLM merchandise to cash in on just the world ending. And this soy boy fucking just, I wonder what tribe he's a member of. Thinks it's all just great. It's hilarious.
And that day, people had signs and they were chanting Sacco's name. And here I am, 23 years later, and we do this yearly worldwide sale, and people really enjoy it.
Man, I feel like we're missing out on a Mr. Sacco like animated series. Like, I feel like him and Towley from South Park could maybe be friends.
Dude, weed. And then like Seth Rogen could come in and like rip like a gravity bong. Oh yeah, dude.
At one time, one of the guys who did MTV Deathmatch with me wanted to do an animated series with Mankind and the Sock. They liked the way I remember when I was doing Celebrity Deathmatch in a sound booth, and I said I was against great author Ernest Hemingway.
What's up, Don
Rufio?
Rufio?
Some great lines in there. I tore off his arms. They said, "That's it. Farewell to arms." And after I vanquished Hemingway, they said, "I guess we know for whom that bell tolls." Like, it was really well written. And I said to them while I'm doing it, I'm getting 100% into the Mankind, the over the top Mankind character,
sure.
Version of the character. And
wait, is this guy Mankind? I gotta punch in every now and then to remind you, I am the furthest thing from a wrestling fan. I'm just I guess naively shocked at this point that wrestling is stratified by these fucking leftists. I mean, they're probably going to get to that, right? Criticizes Donald Trump. They're going to get to that in this podcast soon enough. But
I said, how many celebrities do their own voices? And he said, including you? And I said, yes. He said, one. I said, one? And he said, well, not every celebrity finds the humor in it like you do. Like, the ability to wink and nod and, kind of not take yourself too seriously.
Sure.
So he did.
Okay, well, in that vein, Mick Foley, dude, not take yourself too seriously. This is like right before, America, this 2016 election. America, please don't do it. This meme is foolish and not meant to be taken seriously. Okay, yeah, he starts off with that. But I hope you will take my words seriously as I kindly ask my fellow whites in the United States not to do what I'm thinking you're thinking about doing. Please, white American males, and I'm not talking about whoever, don't cast that vote for Donald Trump tomorrow. The most Zionist president we've ever had. Telling you to look in your mirror. Ask you to Google Kristallnacht. Okay, yeah. See, once again, everything that leftists accuse you of doing, they do, okay? They had already been fucking terrorizing people in the streets, and this is 4 or 5 years out from, George Floyd, yada, 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 several months of just fucking constant rioting and violence. Are they going to bring that up? No. Let me be clear, I am not comparing Donald Trump to Hitler, except you just invoked Kristallnacht. You fucking liar. I am worried that a Trump presidency would foster the same atmosphere of intolerance that has historically allowed events such as Kristallnacht to occur. Okay, so he's not comparing Donald Trump to Hitler, except for the fact that he's comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. And by the way, he just got done saying that he should not take himself too seriously. But, again, this is just so he can fucking brand, like, Johnny Sacco, BLM, whatever the fuck. Branded face masks and that sort of thing, and whatever, BLM t-shirts. It's just so he can make money, right? It's just insane, dude. Let's get back to what these fuckers are saying.
Somebody was enthusiastic. It didn't happen, but a lot of my post-wrestling life has been filled with things that didn't quite happen.
Oh, well, and some things that did happen.
Some things did happen, for sure, yeah.
Some things did happen. Well, anyway, I love talking about... I don't know what it is about Sacco. It just makes me feel, nice to hear you talk about Mr. Sacco. I don't know.
Wait, did I say Johnny Sacco? What is Mr. Sacco?
Appreciate it.
You're on Cameo too, so Vince hasn't made you sign your Cameo over. What's going on with you on Cameo at the moment?
No, I mean it's a sticky point. They're kind of letting me be for now. I just did the bump for WWE. I'm doing a watch along on Sunday night, so we're all getting along. I think it's somewhere they don't want to rock the boat. I do. I go into character. I mean, I love doing it.
He loves doing characters for you, Goyam, so he can cash in on some shekels on your stupidity.
Things about this pandemic is it's kind of brought on like loneliness as its own pandemic of sorts. People all alone, and so I found when I was given this opportunity.
Okay, so we're listening to the words of Chaz Pagatti says it's a sock that he drew a face on and he shoves it down his opponent's throats. So that's his wrestling persona.
Because my wife.
What tribal affiliation does this guy have? Is it sort of like a Dan Schneider-esque tribal affiliation?
Has a pre-existing condition. So anytime I go anywhere, I've got to.
Shoving a sock puppet down somebody's throat.
When I come back, I've got to isolate for 2 weeks. I haven't seen my wife. We have not been without masks around each other since this whole thing started, so it's been difficult.
Oh my God.
And when you're sitting alone in a hotel room or your house, whatever it may be, it's like I've got no contact with the outside world. Social media, stopped by my mom's a couple days a week. And then when I had a chance to do these videos, all of a sudden, I'm not just going, hey, shout out from the hardcore legend. Like, if anyone's seen my cameos, like, I go all out, you know. And have you seen a few of them?
I have. I saw the Dude Love one most recently. Yeah.
Yeah, like I did Dude losing his composure on a log flume, which I really enjoyed.
I have no context for any of this.
A rap battle between.
Are they going to start talking about politics soon? Like, let's see.
I'm performing, as opposed to phoning it in. Well, technically, I am phoning it in, but you know what I'm saying. Like I go all out. I try to exceed expectations, and don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the idea for the first time that I don't have to travel hundreds of miles to make a little money, but I love doing them.
See, he's just straight up telling you straight up that the entire point of him, once he starts to get into bashing Donald Trump, it's going to sound very funny, everything that he said up this first 7 minutes, just like product placement and, oh yeah, I love making ka-ching. And this guy, of course, he's rubbing his hands together. You can't see, but
I'm like, I wake up like, all right, let me see how many I have. Okay.
Yeah.
There might only be 2, but I'm going to make these the best 2 that I can. And let me see what I did. Dude Love sang Anticipation. And as I was singing it, I've got the lyrics up on my tablet. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, I should have only sang one verse. This is going too long. So I just called an audible where then Dude like, oh, Dude's got to go. And the next thing you know, it's Mankind coming on singing a happy birthday or singing Wise, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. So I'll have a lot of fun. If people want to check out, I ask people, just check out the reviews. If you go to cameo.com /Mick Foley. And, it's not just people saying, hey, great job. I mean, people really make it clear that they enjoyed the videos.
I will say, because I was at your one-man show SummerSlam weekend last year, and it was one of the coolest things that I'd ever seen live for you to become Mankind again.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're on stage.
Especially in if I have an event, I remember doing the 20 years of Hell Tour where with 8 hours. I walk into the room, let's just say it was a lot closer to 5 than it was 500.
Okay.
And it's everything you don't want in a venue. And what you do want is, not with COVID now, you don't want low ceilings, tight crowd, but you want lower ceilings, good lighting, dark mood lighting, the kind of seating that fans around the stage. And instead I walk show.
When does he start kvetching about Trump?
Where everything did go wrong. If you come out and you go, oh man, let me tell you, the show is packed. Like, there's no fun in that.
Right.
A lot of boys, they live like my wake up call instead of being like, oh god.
Dude, the whole room went silent when you did that.
Yeah, and people get goosebumps, right? It's kind of crazy.
I got right now. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Yeah.
It is cool. Like, I'm glad to hear from your standpoint, because that's not something I've seen on video. I never did that for a show.
Yeah.
So I've never seen what I look like when I do that. But I do know that I really enjoy it. And, in that case, it was 23 people. When I'm doing the cameos, now they'll mankind.
For the first time, I know we're going to get a lot of documentaries here very soon. I'm sure you're probably going to pop up in some of these, I would imagine. What's it like for you to be able to finally talk about Mark Calloway and like shed the mystique of the Undertaker? This is a new time for everybody.
I thought he was going to criticize Trump.
I do, and I try to keep a mystique around it. Even though it's okay to talk about the man behind the character, he is in some ways the character. And
well, this is the kind of guy Nick Hausman is of Wrestling Inc. That's your go-to. Everyone's racist who disagrees with you. I actually saw more white people rioting and marching. No, see, this is a conservative. Like, white people didn't do anything wrong to minorities for the past couple hundred years. You have to admit the problem before you can fix it. Basically, so he's saying, like, you deserve to have your city burned down by Blakes because they're angry because people that were also white hundreds of years ago did something. And so the problem is, white people, obviously. This is a moment of reckoning in history for white people in the United States. It's a conversation that we need to be having. Conversation, of course, means that we're going to come and extort your business if you don't throw up the Black Power fist. We will burn your business to the ground. So, and look, you can kind of barely see it in his profile picture. He's got the face mask on, barely covering his fucking nose. So that's fake. Like I said, it's fake. It's branding.
And there is an aura around him. And so I don't know the Undertaker. I don't know Mark as well with Paul Bearer, and the Undertaker's music would go off. I would do what you just did. I would show off the hairs on my arm. Feels like he's got another great one left in the tank, then he should do it.
Yeah, all right. Well, the other one, obviously Undertaker is going to be a Hall of Famer someday. You're a Hall of Famer. One thing I did want to ask you about is a lot of people have been surprised by how outspoken you've been against fellow Hall of Famer Donald Trump.
There it is. There it is. Finally.
A lot of wrestlers don't get as political as you've gotten recently.
Yeah.
Why have you felt a reason to be so outspoken about this?
Yeah.
So he's been outspoken about Trump. Let's see. Give credit where credit is due. The president locked up the white supremacist vote tonight, just in case white supremacists were on the fence before. Right, so with a Jewish family and a Jewish cabinet, lies. All they do is lie, 100% of the time. No exceptions. Just curious, can anyone remember any instance of Donald Trump expressing any concern about the danger of domestic terrorism? Me neither. Yeah, Antifa, domestic terrorists. He wanted to declare them a terrorist organization. At the very least, he gave lip service to that notion, right? I don't think he was successful in doing it. So that was stupid. Just a stupid lack of self-awareness or lying. Doesn't consider BLM or Antifa to be terrorists because he's a liar. But whatever. Dylan Roof was bought Burger King. I don't know. Probably some dumb shit like that. Donald Trump continuously mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name is racist in nature. Is ignorance really on the table when you are the president of the United States, or is it perhaps a simple case of douchebaggery? Who gives a fuck, man? Kamala Harris contributed to the bail funds of arsonists and rapists and murderers and assaulters. I don't give two fucks if Orange Man Bad mispronounced her fucking name. Really don't care. It's not relevant. Okay, whining about masks. Right. This dude's selling masks, and probably, BLM this, masks that, Sacco this, whatever. He probably has a Sacco. Let's look. Mick Foley. Whoops. Mick Foley. Sacco mask. Shopping. Whoa. Mankind. It's pretty fucking absurd. See, this is why stupid idiots, they've convinced themselves that this is like fun and games, right? This isn't like This isn't rapacious global corporations and banks coming in and uprooting your culture and attempting to enslave you in a usury prison. No, it's just fun. It's branding. Buy the product. Eat the mealworm burger. Live in the soy pod, bigot. Drink the cockroach milk. That's what these people are expediting. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're killing us with the coof. Yada, yada, yada. So why are you upset about Trump?
I did not intend to get political. I was political in 2003, 2004. I debated JBL on World News Tonight on ABC Live. And I thought we both accounted for ourselves pretty well. I just, then I kind of, as soon as the major issue became the economy, when it fell apart in 2008, I was like, well, I don't know. I could not tell you to this day what a credit default swap is, which was the major reason the economy fell apart. Like
they gave loans to low-income, disparate factions. I guess they gave shitty loans to people who couldn't afford them, and then they ended up defaulting on a bunch of the loans, right?
I can't tell you. No matter how many times I read it, I don't understand it. I'm not at the end.
And the framing is weird, like, oh, Blakes were largely affected by this, therefore that's oppression. But it's like, number one, they signed the dotted line, right? They were probably told what the interest rate was, what the taxes were, what the insurance rate was, what the principal was. It was probably all right fucking there. They have, and it's like, I love the framing, like I was saying, the framing of, oh, you are being put upon or oppressed by being given a loan, which is something that's extremely sought after. But usury prison, that's essentially what these motherfuckers want us in. But they're not attacking, they're attacking, like, white people. They're not attacking, other tribes.
It. Okay. But in this case, I just see so many things going wrong. And I know that obviously the president has his fans out there, and I realized overnight I lost 50,000 followers at one point just because I suggested that maybe there should be witnesses at a trial. So I understand,
Yeah, no, let's see. We saw what you were suggesting. Oh, this is Nick Hausman. This is the kind of guy this is. Vince couldn't help himself. He just has to do an Antifa angle. Shake my head. Right, because they're the primary instigators at pretty much every rally and non-rally. They just go around fucking with people. We have evidence. Stop lying. Yeah, branded Black Lives Matter trunks, dude. Buy product. Hell yeah, dude. Fucking shitlibs, dude. Neoliberal scum, right? Just globalist, global finance supporting, just brand trend-setting scum. And this time it's not like fun, albeit subtly indoctrinating and subversive crap like, oh, gee, I don't know, like Marvel or something. No, it's just straight up the ruination of the country. Just, oh, cool. Burn cities to the ground. Wear your mask. Right, cool. Make sure you mask up while you burn cities to the ground. Let's not and say we did. Black Lives Matter was formed as a peaceful expression out of exhaustion from being oppressed. Alt-right was formed out of hate and violence. No. BLM was formed out of, bankster-financed 501c3s that went around influencing people via social media to think that Blakes are entitled to go around abusing white people because of slavery, white supremacy, blah, 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 blah. And it formed out of pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. It formed out of going up to random white people while they're eating fucking ice cream and screaming in their faces about whatever, because these people are not articulate. And again, I mean, this guy's wearing a mask extensively. Why does he take his profile pic? I don't know if you can see this. His profile pic shows that his nose is, well, with a schnoz like that, right? But it's over his mask, right? Demonstrating that it's just more pageantry and show and branding and for-profit bullshit.
Rural areas, signing autographs. There's a bunch of great people. They're good people, hardworking people. who probably don't feel the same way about the president that I do, and I understand that, and I would hate to lose some of them, let alone 50, 100,000. That was 50,000 overnight.
Man.
But I thought.
But yeah, you're a bunch of racists, aren't you? So fuck you. Starve and die in the cold, kulaks.
The two dirtiest words in the English language are "what if." I always felt that way, whether it was saying, hey, what if? I don't want to be that guy saying what if 10 years from now, laying on my couch saying, I could have gone out there on stage. I could have worked on it. I could have brought a show alive, So I did my best to do that. And I swear, I don't want a moment where what if I had done something different? What if this president wins by 200 votes, in one state and pushes the electoral college over the line? And I just thought, if you've got the power to do something and you don't do it because you're worried about losing some Twitter followers.
The most this dude and this dude have to worry about is losing a few Twitter followers and being called a cock on Twitter. What does a conservative have to worry about, or an anti-leftist? Losing PayPal, losing Twitter, losing your Teespring account, losing your Patreon. All that's happened to me, by the way. Oh, fuck, I've been kicked off of fucking Tinder, for fuck's sake. Probably because I keep getting 30-day banned on Facebook, which is connected with that. I mean, dude, I'm banned off of tons of stuff for supporting an open, out-and-out, and profiting off of an out-and-out arsonist, rapist, terrorist organization that occupies major cities. You might lose a few followers.
Then you haven't, you maybe don't have your priorities in order. I just thought this was an extreme time. Everything from a president of the United States with 80 million followers openly mocking someone like Elijah Wood after his house was broken into, to mocking Debbie.
Wait, that happened? I mean, who gives a fuck, though?
Dingle about her husband who had just passed away.
I mean, if Elijah Wood's house is broken into, it's like, okay, but, you're an out-of-touch celebrity who lives in some hill somewhere, right, insulated from the rest of the world, and you probably advocate for open borders policy. That's sort of, when he was talking about rural America, those types of people that he claims to appreciate, probably appreciates the money of, those are the people that have to deal with your shitty, out-of-touch, like, you're racist if you oppose crime in your cities. Like, they're the ones who have to deal with the encroachment of that, like, urbanization and, low-income subsidized housing being built in their small town and changing it and urbanizing it. Not just building big-ass fucking apartment buildings and skyscrapers, but jacking up the taxes, jacking up the cost of living, the crime going up. So these guys are completely out of touch. They're just evil, disgusting liars.
And I just...
No, he's a meanie. He says mean tweets, dude. So therefore you get to be horrible and burn stuff and kill people. I really do not appreciate people who don't understand the gravity of how evil, in particular, arson is. I mean, do we really need to fucking sit here and mansplain to these people how evil it is to burn a building or burn really? Because, dude, it spreads. So you don't think... Do you not care that people that are not involved in this, or maybe they even support you, right? You don't care that they might get burned, physically burned. It's like, you're fucking evil by definition.
So many issues with it. You don't force. Now I'm gonna start whining because you could. I literally bought a scroll so that if I was asked, like, well, what's your issue? Because if it's one issue, then it's easy to bring up. If it's 200 issues, then it becomes, and literally you come up with 200 things without having to work too hard. Things that weren't right with this administration. I wanted to just roll it out and go, do you want me to start alphabetically, chronologically? Sure. You name it. But just in the past few days,
they're not actually going to get to anything ever if they never do.
Fire your FBI guy if he doesn't give you the information you want. Like, I don't think he understands that they don't work for him. He works for us. The FBI works for us. They're not at the Comey.
Except if you're right wing. Then they work for, like, abducting you.
It's clear that it's like, you're not supposed to be close with your FBI guy. He's supposed to give you independent information. So every step of the way, from naming the lead juror in a case, like outwardly shaming the guy on his Twitter, Like, let me just.
Their biggest complaints about Trump are mean tweets. That's all they got.
I know I'm jumping all around, but
No, that's fine. Take your time.
These people are horrible,
if you
liars.
Were to see a guy, just a guy, mocking somebody for having their house broken into, what would be a word you would use to describe that guy?
Hilarious, given the context that Elijah Wood, again, is an out-of-touch, bourgeois, fucking, Hollywood fuck who basically probably advocates for open borders, and then when some of the same beneficiaries of the policies that he advocates for break into his fucking house, don't you see the irony in that? Funny guy with a tie-dyed shirt and a fucking beard and missing teeth and a sock you shove up people's asses or whatever it is. What the fuck? I hate these people. Heartless. Heartless. Let's look at this fucker. Let's look at this fucker's heartlessness. Okay, children should not be punished for the sins of their parents. This is a plain truth that Barack Obama understood, and Trump doesn't. Save DACA. But meanwhile, too many white people scared they're going to be treated the way they treated minorities their whole lives. Food for thought. Vote. Okay, so the DACA kids shouldn't be punished for their so-called parents being, perhaps like child traffickers, not actually their parents, right? We know that that's real. But, okay, let's not even, think of that. Let's not think of drug trafficking, human trafficking, their parents fucked up, whatever it is. Children shouldn't be punished for the sins of their parents. Oh, yeah, white people. There's a reckoning. He said that earlier in another tweet. There's a reckoning coming for white people. And just justifying riots and violence. And, yeah, privilege, equality feels like oppression, so, right. Too many liberals that don't practice anything they preach. At least they're honest, because the entire position is a lie and it's untenable, probably. That's why nobody practices it. Yeah, mandatory gun buyback. We'll get to that one. Justice for George Floyd. George Floyd OD'd, in case you didn't know. Black Lives Matter. To whom? Not to Blake's. Chicago protests. They burn shit. They attack people. Of course you have to wear your mask. These people are horrible, man. These people are disgusting, arson and rape and murder supporting dog shit heaps. I mean, I don't have a deficit of words.
Right? DB, you name it.
Heartless jerk. Oh, no, see.
Now, if that's...
Notice how they don't even bother. There's no genuine passion or desire to do well amongst these people. It's just fake, hollow virtue signaling and branding. And that's how you know.
Same guy has 80 million followers who are going to change the life of that person you're mocking. Who are going to make their life a living.
I can't jog. Yeah, you can't jog in case houses. You can't breathe while you're fighting with a cop and grabbing for his fucking shit.
Hell,
OD or like ODing on a drug that you took.
That's just a person of indescribable cruelty. So when the president says oh, I retweet, I don't tweet. For example, when I got off Twitter, here's my big exclusive for you guys. I got off Twitter for 6 weeks a while back, and there were two things that did it. It was the death of the young lady in Japan by suicide due to bullying. Kimura was her last name, I think.
Bro, suicide and bullying are not really, causally related.
And the other one was
but these guys are going to use bullying to virtue signal, and just everything about these people is just slime incarnate. It's just using the prestige of being perceived as an advocate for a perceived downtrodden group to just be a huckster piece of shit, slime bucket. That's the left, dude.
The president retweeted something by the Republican Cowboys. I have their names written down somewhere, where the guy said, the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat.
Based?
And then he goes, I know they're going to try to take my words out of context. And I was like, no, wait. I make a living using words. Those words are always meant to be taken literally. They were from the time a former Civil War general was told by a Native American in 1869 that there are some good Indians out there. And the guy said, well, the only good Indians I've seen are dead Indians. And then
they were fucking fighting. Who gives a fuck?
Taken into the
Democrats want to burn cities, dude. They are subhuman monsters. I think at the very least, dude, if you are if you're financing or profiting off of this BLM crap, or if you are on the street level, I think you do deserve federal pound me in the ass fucking prison sentences, 100%. You know, and some people might want to take it a little bit further and meme and say like, hey, they deserve something. They deserve something a little bit more mortal. Okay, it's, hey, listen, let's take a fucking page out of the left's book, shall we? The left strategy book. What do they do all the time? They demand something way in the stratosphere, way out of whack, right? Like way up to the stars. Realistically, you're not going to get everything you demand, right? But you're going to get way less. You're going to get like maybe halfsies, right? That's what radicals do. They demand the stars and they get, you know, maybe the treetops, right? Maybe this guy, the only dead Dem is a, you know, good Dem's dead Dem. Maybe he's just doing that same thing progressives are doing, right? Like, you demand their state execution. Maybe what you end up with is just a round of firings, right? You end up with some prison time, right? It's just food for thought.
Indian, the dead Indian.
The state repression of leftist activities should be, I think, a priority for any sane administration, because, I mean, they've demonstrated time and time again that they're just intrinsically violent and destructive and terroristic. So
the only good, you name it, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. The only good, it's meant.
But you believe in that, but you keep saying that there are Nazis when there are not Nazis. So that would be the main difference.
To be taken literally.
Right.
And I thought, this guy has set the bar so low for civility that that particular retweet didn't even get a considerable amount of attention. And I just thought, how far have we fallen that a president could retweet that and say, hey, see you in New Mexico, or see you in November. And I thought, wow, he's got 80 million followers. I think, as a guy who uses words and has written 11 books and been a pretty effective communicator, even without my bottom teeth, that those words are meant to be taken literally. Now you've got a guy.
But they want to normalize fucking kids. So.
Guy who's saying.
They want to normalize genital mutilation and gender confusion amongst children via the transgender movement. And you're standing here, oh, that's not civility. Well, this is what they're going to say about you, right-wingers, non-leftists, regardless of what you do, man. Just do, you know what? Nike, just do it.
By hitting retweet, you are endorsing that viewpoint.
By retweeting.
You can't say you're just putting it out.
But you should. I mean, you certain viewpoints, I think, should be endorsed.
When you're the president of the United States and you retweet something, you are endorsing it. So if you got 80 million followers, you just do the math. It's like, okay, what if 1 in 100 took you literally about the possibility of killing Democrats?
What if? We don't need what if, dude. We got videos of the Democrats doing just that. What the fuck? We don't need what ifs.
Now you do the math, right? You've got 800,000 potential people taking that seriously. What if it's 1 in 1,000? You get down to
we already got evidence of people following Maxine Waters' fucking blatant instructions to go fuck with people. What the fuck? These people are horrible.
What you need is 8 people with rifles, and they can terrorize a nation based on what one guy said. And if people go, hey, are you taking this too far? I go, no, like I did some studying, like on Rwanda. They killed 750,000 people with 250,000 machetes.
Blake's?
Not a single gunshot. And we've got a nation armed to the teeth, and we've got a guy fomenting violence, asking white nationalist groups to stand back and stand by, using,
lies. No. Okay, so the Proud Boys are not a white nationalist group. That's what he's referring to. He's referring to the very, flamboyant, shall we say, multiracial fucking group, the Proud Boys, and he's saying he's characterizing Trump telling the Proud Boys to stop as coded language of telling them to do things violent. This guy's a fucking lying idiot piece of shit.
Coded language
Garbage. Coded language to let them know, right?
You're going to be okay. Like, you can go and say...
Yeah, tell that to, what's his name, Rufio, or, yeah, tell that to any of the Proud Boys. Yeah, they're going to be okay. Dude, these people are fucking going to be screwed. They've been screwed for sticking up for the president. There's people who've lost their jobs for sticking up for the president.
4 days later that you...
Just for simply tweeting Trump is your president, people lose their jobs. This guy's a lying sack of shit, dude.
That you condemn white nationalism, but they know. They know as soon as they hear stand back and stand by that they can do whatever they want.
That's the exact opposite. What a liar.
And the president's going to look the other way, so...
What a lying scumfuck sack of shit. It's the exact fucking opposite. He tells them to stop, and he's saying, oh, well, what he's telling them is actually the opposite. He's telling them that he can do whatever they want.
I just think it's a really dangerous
Take
situation.
your pills, boomer.
I barely chimed in 2000. In 2008, I had something to say. I was a big Obama supporter.
Sure.
2012, I stood back. I don't know if I even tweeted about it. I may have once or twice. 2016, I warned people not to do what I think they were about to do, which they did.
Yeah.
And this time around, I'm like, I'm sorry. I have never heard him express concern about the environment. I've never heard him talk about global warming.
Because it's a fucking stupid minor issue that's fucking politicized up the ass. It doesn't matter. How about you stop advocating for mass immigration, because a whole bunch of these people are going to come through and buy more cars and be taxi drivers and Uber drivers and stuff like that. Okay, all of a sudden you don't give a fuck about the environment because you're lying. All progressives ever do is lie 100% of the time without exception. I don't know who Glenn Jacobs is, honestly, but he stopped being a fan after peeping one of his FB live town halls while running for mayor. He ragged sanctuary cities and played into white angst against immigrants. The fact that pro wrestling has thrown their arms around him as someone who moved up into politics is sad. No, it's actually cool because he's sticking up for people that are not hook-nosed. So that's cool. Oh yeah, children should not be punished for their ancestors, but white people should be punished. By the way, this country needs a mandatory gun buyback program for automatic guns, and anyone who doesn't comply should be incarcerated. That's already the law, dude. Wait, is this one of these shitlibs who's under the impression that automatic guns are legal? Bloodshed needs to stop. Too many young white men with issues. Seek help if you need it. Vote. Okay, so many things wrong with that. Okay, 1350, yada yada yada, per capita, yada yada yada. Everybody who watches channels like mine already know it's Blake's and Hispanic. Gang activity, that's the main thrust of gun violence in the country, right? Everybody who's not a fucking lying idiot sack of shit understands that. Not this guy. But apparently also guys like this think that, honestly, dude, sadly, seek help if you need it. Okay, that's just him being, again, like typical lefty bourgeois, out of touch asshole, right? Seek help if you need it. Okay, yeah, as if everybody can just fucking do that, right? As if white men were vilified and pathologized, as if they have a psychological or like mental health apparatus that is helping them with open arms, right, dude? I guarantee you, dude, you're like a right-leaning white dude who goes into a psychiatrist's office and you tell them, like, yeah, dude, all these people denigrating me for being white and male, like, I'm not really dealing well with this. I guarantee you, dude, it's just going to be one big gaslighting and abuse session. Like, that's what your quote-unquote therapy will be. They're just going to fucking re-blue pill you. That's all it would be, essentially. In my opinion. Obviously, this is not medical advice or anything. In my opinion, medicine in general is saturated with people that agree with these psychos. Yeah, Jeff Wyatt, very based, replies with, too many young white men? Okay. You disagree? Wow, dude straight up says, you disagree? Are you colorblind to people who keep shooting up large groups of people? No, we're not colorblind. It's Blake's in Chicago. But this guy's not even that base. It's all the same. Hundreds die and are shot in Chicago every weekend. Still gun violence. We're in the same boat. accept. I haven't labeled you smug, ignorant, colorblind. Yeah, but you should be. You should be calling him a lying charlatan piece of shit. You made me feel bad, therefore I'm right. It's pretty much the GOP platform. No, that's you. You made me feel bad about my gender identity, therefore I get to go terrorize and shut down your right-wing event and I get to burn a city down. No, that's the leftist platform. Stop lying. Stop projecting. This guy retorts with, I'm a registered Democrat. So that's why he's not quite as based as, he should be. He recognizes, okay, there's just blatant anti-white guy stuff that's warrantless. It's not congruent with history. It's not congruent with statistics. It's not based in any sort of physical, observable reality. Still a Democrat for some reason. Have no idea why. You reflect on your own self-righteousness, and I'll reflect as well. You have a good day, sir. Yeah, self-righteous I got. I tweet out solutions and acknowledge the rise of young, angry white men as an issue. It's not true. It's a cherry-picked media thing in this country, and you played it down. You later claimed it was an issue after I had to call you out several times for dodging the issue. Unreal. No, he didn't. He didn't actually concede any of your points because you're misrepresenting statistics and you're taking cherry-picked, overhyped media clips and you're acting as if they're the rule, right? He's probably the kind of person who bitches about fucking Dylan Roof being served Burger King. That fucking stupid fucking meme that won't die on the left. The whole idea that, if it was a white guy or if it was a black guy, they would have just shot him dead. It's like, well, what about all the other examples we have of Blakes who probably it would have been understandable if they had, but didn't get shot, okay? And what about all the times where white guys like Daniel Shaver, who shouldn't get shot, do get shot, right? So they never consider that because they're liars. And they want to push the notion that Dylan Roof being served Burger King is like an example of some sort of injustice, right? And they won't let that talking point go. But it's just lies, right? Guys like that go quietly, right? Whereas Blakes, they like to fight. So we know people that are smart. We know that the common denominator is not race. I mean, it is, but it's because certain factions are really into fighting with cops. I mean, they just have it sort of as a cultural mainstay. But
never
anyway,
heard him condemn Putin for the possibility that he put bounties on our service members in Afghanistan. What? I've never heard him express concern that Putin's leading rival was poisoned. He said he'd look into it. Does anyone really believe he looked into it? No. I believe he's compromised. If he's not compromised, he does a good job of...
Whoa, hey, can you cool it with the anti-Semitic, thinly veiled remarks, Mick Foley? Oy vey, he's compromised.
Acting like...
I mean, next you're going to start saying that, bankers finance his campaigns. I mean, we all know. I mean, that's just a thinly veiled anti-Semitic dog whistle, right?
Somebody who's compromised.
Whoa, compromised.
Again, 20 years from now, if someone asks me what I did, because I do believe we'll be studying this in history, how things went terribly wrong.
Oh, God, can you imagine? Yeah, he's right. Can you imagine what the history books are going to say? The disgustingly just dishonest revisionism that future generations are going to get. Unbelievable, dude. That's why, back up videos not just like mine. If any of you fucking sparks out there got a big fat terabyte hard drive or a stack of them, download my videos. I mean, anyone, Sticks, anyone, just download these videos and back them up, because we're probably going to get wiped in the history books, as this guy just told us with this creepy, disgusting, toothless grin, this hobo beard. Holy fuck. He told us that revisionism's coming up.
Good people do nothing.
He's right.
So
yeah, and I hate to cut you off, Mike. I know I only have a few minutes left here because you have to go get your teeth worked on, and we all want your teeth to be very, very healthy.
Yeah, I lost my flipper. It's not. Eventually, Dr. Britt Baker is going to do the the dental work, and that's a story in and of itself. But this is just a case of me losing the flipper, and fortunately I'm in a position where I can go on with my life with this smile, because all it is a unique reminder of that match with The Undertaker.
Sure.
But so I do have to do that shortly, and I have a bird man, I was looking out a little bit earlier. I was like, there's a cat attack. And I rushed out and I rescued.
Just rescuing kittens because they're such good, virtuous people. Oh, they love black rioters and arsonists and murderers and rapists, and they save kittens. Oh, by the way, buy their stuff. I am this dude chiming in about rioters and looters, right? He's moved and proud. Oh, wow, awesome. These people, man. Reckoning is right. We need a reckoning, but not in the way these people are saying.
The bird. It's a mourning dove. It's in a box. And so
you rescued a dove this morning, Mick?
You're damn right I did. Yeah.
Christ, you're wonderful.
And now I'm going to bring it.
You're wonderful. Aren't we so great?
A bunch of years ago, my son Mickey. This is 10 years ago, so he was like 9. He found these birds that had fallen out of a nest in a storm. They were, but
the question I would ask you was, I guess, the $1 million questions a lot of wrestling fans would ask when they see you say these things is like, Vince and Linda are, very, very close with the president. Linda going as far as to like.
Right. So after this dude just got done bashing Middle America and everything they stand for and lying incessantly, it's like he has to follow it up by, I rescued a dove and I'm awesome. These people are just so self-evidently just coated in Teflon. It's just so fake. And it's not just, okay, yeah, he's an entertainer, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody's fake, Dan. You're fake. You're on screen. You put up a persona of some sort. Fine, yeah. But dude, there's nothing of truth or substance in anything that these people have to say at all. Everything was a lie.
Does that affect the relationship? Do you worry about it affecting the relationship? How does Vince and Linda view the politics of the people that are in their orbit? I mean, what is that like, being in that space?
Well, I think Vince has respected my viewpoint for a couple decades now.
Yeah, if you respected his, no.
I don't think
he deep
down wants everybody to agree with him just because he's Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I haven't lost a single friend in wrestling. I went and campaigned for Glenn Jacobs, because I think Glenn is a really good man, and that's what we should be. I tweeted out something yesterday showing a state. It was a state race, not a national race. May have even been a local race, but it was 2 competitors, a Republican and a Democrat, who had very different views for their area of Vermont. And then after their debate, the one guy broke out a guitar, the Democrat broke out a cello, and they did a duet. And I tweeted, "That's the America I want to live in."
Platitudinous nonsense, right? Platitudinous nonsense, like people that want to kill babies and sacrifice foreskins to the devil, versus a group that, does that, wants to do that more slowly, I guess. Yeah, these people should get together and have a hoedown, right? That's going to solve everything.
We shouldn't be at each other's throats because we think differently. But in my opinion, this guy, the President of the United States, having unfettered access to the public for the past 5 years, it's to me, it's a not so subtle form of brainwashing. Just come out and repeat the same mantras over and over.
The same mantras over and over and over, like no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. When again, his family is and cabinet are heavily Jewish. Cabinet was, family is.
Whether it's
insane.
Perfect.
Golan Heights, etc., etc. We were talking about that in the Devil's Advocate radio thing. We were talking about that Christian nationalist asshole, or anti-Christian nationalist asshole.
The letter, the perfect letter, rounding the corner, hoax. And I think, what he has done to this country in terms of just dividing us over a mask is, it's really sad.
The entire effect of masks is division. It's antisocial. It's causing people to go crazy and depressed and kill themselves.
People are going to look back on history and go, wait a second, you could have saved 100,000 lives and didn't?
God.
Because people didn't want to wear a mask.
You piece of shit. Dude, the masks and the shutdowns, we know, have caused infinitely more wreckage, okay? These fuckers who wear the masks and are the social enforcers of all this mask shit, Antifa and BLM, their riots and their looting have ruined countless more fucking lives, and he's kvetching about a fucking coof that has an overinflated fucking death toll, right? We all know that. Comorbidity, etc., etc. Dude, it kills like what, a less than a 10th or 100th of percentage of the fucking people that it comes in contact with. This is horse shit, dude.
That's why
masks don't do shit. We all know it doesn't fucking actually stop the spread. If it did, it would have been done after the first 15 days, like they said. But it's been going on for a fucking year, dude.
I put out a video that really resonated.
People are
with me.
fucking
Over
liars.
1 million views. The only time I've had anything.
Yeah, it is way more. You're right, flea market floppy disk. It's way more than just a mask. It's another level of losing freedoms. It is. They're making you blow snot directly back into your own fucking face for a lot of these working class people for 8 hours a day. Does this fucking jackass, do either of these fucking assholes have to sit behind a counter, right, at CVS working some Mick job with a fucking mask over their face for a 6 to 8 hour shift? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I didn't think they have to do that.
Remotely close to 1 million views about wearing a mask, despite the fact that it's not comfortable. And the key line there was, I wear it because I care more about your safety than I do about my comfort.
Oh, I wear it because I'm such a good person and I want to make money.
And I wish
God, I
people
hate them.
felt the same way about me. So, yeah, I think
it is morally righteous to hate people like this, okay? We should hate these people and love people that oppose these people. I mean, that's just, you know, I mean, obviously we're going to be a little bit more discerning just because you oppose these people doesn't make you a good person, right? Or even a halfway decent person. But I think that the main, like, baseline requirement for being like a minimally decent person is recognizing right away that these people are fucking horrible.
there's a lot riding on this election, and I don't want to be the guy saying I could have, I should have, I would have. I want to be the guy who does.
Sure. All right. Well, Mick, I sincerely thank you for the time.
Right side of history. Fucking no more. I'm getting sick, dude. But anyway, if you want to see me break down some sort of video, go to subscribestar.com/JustTheWorst. Throw me $9. The $9 tier, or any tier, really. I'll throw you stickers. But yeah, throw me $9 or more per month, and I'll break down pretty much anything you want. Within reason, if it's not going to get me banned.